Hello, and welcome to another exciting episode of Wave the Brush with me, your host, Kris, aka Mini Wargaming Kris, aka The Name Butcher, aka Hey You, Get Off My Lawn. Wave the Brush, the most informative 120 minutes on the internet on the wargaming lifestyle. We'll talk about painting, terrain, conversions, and everything under the sun. Usually devolves into a lot of painting talk, as well as a lot of what's under the sun, but for you new viewers, feel free to ask your questions. There is no such thing as a dumb question or a bad question. I encourage everybody who is new to this hobby to ask questions because, that's the only way you're going to learn. And you are oftentimes not the only one who is new to this hobby. And there are dozens of people out there, hundreds of people out there who are going, yeah, how do I do that? That's a good question. And so always feel free to ask your questions here. This is a safe place because either myself will answer the question or the helpful monkeys will often help with the questions if you are attending live, of course, because then they'll answer your questions right away, and they are always more than helpful. And I can see by looking at the comments already who's joining us today. I can see Mark Hill. Hey guys. Hi Kris. Binary. Hello. Mini Warcrafts, good morning everyone. Tolo, buongiorno a tutti. Okay. Roman Matnoff, almost Tolo, almost. Nidfink, hello everyone. Hello Nidfink. The Grunt Orc. Hi Kris and the rest. So glad I could listen to the show live. I like listening to the show live too. I like being here live rather than half alive or even post-mortem. I don't know. It's kind of grim. Blake D. Morning Monkeys. Spite you. Howdy Monkeys. Howdy Kris. What is everyone working on today? I'm fixing my damn computer. Oh, the damn computer. There's been many days where I was fixing my damn computer. And then I switched to Linux. And then I was much happier. What is everyone working on? Usually a lot of people, when they're listening to this program, tend to be working on something hobby related. Either they're assembling a whack ton of models or a painting commission that's got to get done right away, or they're just sitting around chilling out, or maybe they're listening while they're heading to work or coming from work. Either way, it's nice that you join us. Mini Warcrafts, Thunderwolf Cavalry from me. Thunderwolf Cavalry. Those are such nice models. I like the wolves. And seeing as with this whole new expansion coming out with the Thousand Suns, Space Wolves are going to get it. By the sounds of it, the Space Wolves are going to get it. They're going to get their comeuppance. And you know what? Good for them. Because you know what? Space Wolves are mostly heretic. And you know what? They should have got their comeuppance a long time ago. Ruben Matnoff, hey Spite, I'm just taking the new Airman out of the box. Ooh, the new Airman. I like that new model. His pose is really not that different from the old one. He looks like he's a little bit bigger than the old one. I like the fact that he's on the disc. Now maybe that's why he looks a little bit bigger, but the pose seems like he's taking more of a forward stance, whereas the original is more, is more kind of just he's standing upright and he's kind of, it's the old metallic sculpt, right? And so they're just kind of standing there in the kind of singular pose, and I think you only have to attach his gun and his staff, I think, and maybe his head as well. I think if I remember correctly, it was like 3 parts he had to attach, but he's pretty much just kind of standing upright. Whereas this new version kind of seems like he's kind of like stepping forward kind of thing, which is, all cool, of course. And, of course, he's plastic, right? So, for any of you guys out there who are conversion nuts, I mean, this GW Age of Plastic is really great for anybody who's, converting stuff. And yeah. Despite you lucky. And where are we already? Kurt Kershone, Morning Monkeys. Wow, I thought I was a bit early, but I guess not. Nope. Right on time, actually. Lord Krabby, sub guys. Subspite. Subspite. Rumen. Lord Krabby. Okay, still pinning Blood Bowl down to 3 shinies. To 3 shinies? 3 shinies? I'm not sure what that means. G squared. Hey, monkeys. By the time Kris reads this, I'll probably be gone. Ha ha ha. Okay. Well, good day, G squared. Blake D. Anyone else check the Tabletopia on the stream? It's a pretty cool tabletop simulator that dropped on the stream the other day. Wondering if GW will pick up on this. Don't know. The tabletop game simulator, kind of like what Vassal was. Is that what you're talking about? Interesting. Yeah, I wonder if GW will try and shut her down. Who knows? But Vassal, has gotten to the point now where pretty much every game company wants to shut them down, right? Because you can play any game you want on Vassal. You can play War Machine, you can play 40K, you can play Age of Sigmar, play whatever you want. Any turn-based game, really. George Hopkins, Morning Monkeys, Emperor's Champion, how's everyone? Clumsy Juggler, hello everyone. Fear School, that's a name I've not read. Morning, finally made it to the start of the show. Well, welcome, Fear School. Graham Collin, it's some sort of emoji. He's got his fist in the air, it looks like. Rock on. Rock on. Rock on. Ronnie Sugden, morning all. Did you read the article on the Frontline Gaming on the Traitor Legions? Pretty sweet. No, I did not read the Traitor Legions. I was a little late getting up today, and so I didn't catch up on all the news. I just quickly browsed some of the stuff. And yeah, so I didn't. Are all the Traitor Legions going to go back to like each mark has, like Khorne gets a plus attack, Nurgle's a +1 toughness, and Zinch's. What did Zinch's get? I can't remember. A wound? No, we didn't get a wound. Magic? I can't remember. Anyway. Ben Ellis. Hi, everyone. A.K.A. Dorton Jr. Morning. Ghost to Starman Deluxe. What's everyone working on today? What is everyone working on today? What is? Despite you, I say there is such a thing as a dumb question. This is to say a question you did not ask. Okay, a dumb question being that you did not ask a question, that being that dumb question, sure, but that's the absence of a question, so it's kind of like, it's not really a question because it's negative. You didn't ask the question, but would it be dumb not to ask a question? Okay, I can agree to that. It would be dumb not to ask a question. Blake D, I got a chance to prime my Blood Bowl mini yesterday. So those. And the sentence just ends there. So those. Oh, well, so those. You guys probably won't see it for probably a couple days or whatever, but for my Blood Bowl team, Lee was good enough to whip me up. And he stuck to my table. Oh my gosh. Hold on. There we go. Jeez Louise. I was painting the rim, and he stuck to my palette. Anyway, an ogre. I've got an ogre for my team now. So now the Marienburg War Griffins have an ogre. And anybody who follows my Instagram, which is probably like all of 5 of you, I posted a little picture of this guy on the Instagram yesterday. Because he's done now. He's his team number is 0, double zeros. He's 00, and if you look, he is. Oh, I can't show that too close. He's looking at a little butterfly. He's like, "Oh, pretty butterfly, pretty." But yeah, so this guy is going to be in my roster now. The last game I played, I won enough money to hire him into my roster. And I just freaking dropped them. There we go. Yeah. He's fine. Nothing broke. Plastic models. Although I gotta seal them though. Do a lot of you guys seal your plastic models? Do a lot of you guys feel like you don't need to seal your plastic models? I, for one, am in the vein of thought that if it's a playing piece, you should seal your model if you're playing with the model. If it is a piece that is, high tabletop or display type standards, you spend a lot of time on it. And if the model is just going to be for display, you're never going to play with the model. Then it's okay not to seal it. Although you probably should seal it anyway, just to preserve the paint job because it can get nicked and things like that. But for gaming pieces though, even if they are plastic pieces, I always seal them. Because, your hands are always going to be grabbing at them, and, dice are going to be flying around, and they're going to get dropped, and, you know what I mean? And, you want to protect the paint job. You don't want to have to always go back and keep, fixing up paint jobs here and there and things like that. Now, mind you, when plastic models hit the floor, they typically don't chip or anything like that. I've heard some complaints of, Army Painter Black chipping, but I've often only ever found that with pewter models, that if you have too much of the primer on the pewter model and the pewter model falls or bumps on the table, whatever, it tends to chip. But otherwise, in my experience, no. The only time that the paint was wearing off, like if I was just playing with just primed models, it was just from wear and tear for me, grabbing the models, moving them or whatever, right? But otherwise, sealing the models, yeah, I definitely would recommend sealing your models if you're going to be playing with them. Prawn Hamdens, hello all. What's everyone painting? Got some Tatara Templar Terminators from the BOP. Doing some appreciating for my Alpha Legion. Nice. Lazy Monkey, Helpful Monkeys. Sounds a bit contradictory. Yeah, a little bit. Johnny's Chop Shop, sup? Graham Collin, Linux for the win. Blake D. F yeah, Linux. F yeah. Well, I'm not going to say the F word because I try and keep the show somewhat PG. Spite you, Linux is the shiz, but can't play Titanfall 2 on it. No, and Linux platform is not really for gaming. You can play games that are about good 4 years old, because most of the games that are out right now, right? They often because they play on Windows and they look beautiful on Windows because they're using DirectX, and you don't have DirectX on Linux or Mac, and you only have OpenGL, and most older games, but OpenGL is a very stable platform, right? Whereas DirectX, you can get into some funny stuff and graphics anomalies, and you gotta always make sure your DirectX is running at the right version to run the game, and sometimes updates will screw up your game, and it's such a pain. And Windows always seems to want to update every other day. It wants an update. Like, I want to make sure this computer works. No, it worked fine. You should be able to put an operating system on a computer, and it works. It just works, right? You shouldn't really need to update it unless, of course, a virus comes out that's particular to you, to your operating system, and then you need to update and then run securities. But if you're internet savvy, you don't open emails with attachments, especially on Windows computers. You don't make your root passwords, anything too easy to crack. As long as that root password is safe, and if you are the type of administrator that you like to have your own root password in place rather than Linux or Unix controlling it, then But either way, as I mentioned to everybody else, under the sun, everything under the sun. We're talking everything under the sun. Greg Holland, being a Linux user for years. Yeah, I'm not a pro at Linux, but I've used Linux for a lot of years, and then I was getting into a lot of commercial stuff, and so I didn't want to go back to Windows, and I found that all the commercial stuff I wanted was on Mac, and so that's why I go Mac, because the commercial stuff for selling and products for manufacturing, stuff like that, just these odd programs and stuff. There are Linux versions of them, but you got to do so many workarounds. It makes my my butt itch, and I don't want to do it. Prawn Hamdan's also waiting for a new fridge and Battlefield 1 to be delivered. Waiting all day. Oh, you poor guy. Battlefield 1 is fun. What system? Computer? PlayStation? Xbox One? If you're on Xbox One, I'm on Xbox One as well. Blake D. Vulcan has hopeful for the future of gaming on Linux. Vulcan has me hopeful for future of gaming on Linux. Now, I'm not familiar with Vulcan. What's Vulcan? Is it some new driver system for running graphics? Let me know, Blake D. What's Vulcan? I'm not familiar with it, and I'm not going to look it up right now because, I'm just not. I don't feel like it. Metal Parsnip. My first live show. Just finished up working on the Fire Warriors. Might go back to it soon. Well, awesome. Fire Warriors. Ronnie Sugden working on Slanish Chaos Space Marines. Johnny Cross. Hi, Kris. Everyone just started on my Blood Bowl human team. I just needed advice on how to paint yellow. Well, painting yellow, really, you can't go wrong with using Everland Sunset as the base. Because if you prime with black, the Everland Sunset, even if you thin it down just a bit, 2.5 coats. 3 tops, if you're thinning it down, 3 layers of yellow, of Everland Sunset on that surface, you're going to get a solid base for yellow, and then you can put your yellow right on top of that, or you can highlight the Everland Sunset with it, or whatever way you want, whatever direction you want to go. But otherwise, yeah, Everland Sunset is a really great sitting on top of dark colors. Now, sitting on top of light colors, again, sky's the limit. You can go with Everland Sunset, or you can go directly to like a color like Uriel Yellow, and then highlight with Flash Gets Yellow. You can also get like the edge color, Dorn Yellow. I think it's Dorn Yellow, isn't it? Dorn? Yeah, I think it's Dorn Yellow. It's an edge color, and it's this really, really light yellow color. It's a yellow-white mixture paint, and it's really, really light. It's like, it's like eggshell kind of color. It's just really, really light, and you can just edge with that. And then, if you want to bring the brightness back, so let's say for example, you went with, say, Uriel Yellow as your base on top of a white, and then you edge highlight with Flash Gets Yellow, and then you edge highlight again with a finer edge highlight with Dorn Yellow, and then the yellow starts to feel kind of soft and kind of muted because of the white in the mixture of the Dorn Yellow. You can always come back with, say, Lamenter's Yellow, which is a yellow glaze, and just hit the entire surface, and then all of a sudden all the yellow just goes right back out, and it's bright, and it's really awesome. That's one of my favorite ways of doing yellow. Otherwise, you can go with Everland Sunset, shade with Sandora Yellow, and then edge highlight with Uriel Yellow, and then edge highlight with Flash Kits, or even Dorn Yellow, whichever way you want to go. And then, of course, it's up to you if you want to throw that glaze on top again and make it yellow, really bright yellow, or go with that kind of subdued kind of yellow. It's, again, really up to you what kind of yellow you're looking for. Do you want a really bright and striking yellow, or are you looking for, not realistic, but more of subdued kind of colors, not as vibrant, it's not as cartoony, it's not as striking. Me personally, I like bright and vibrant. It's just the way I paint, and the way I like my game pieces. I like them bright, so they stand out on the table and it looks striking. I think that might be one of the reasons why I'm not in a rush to get into a game like Flames of War or Bolt Action or anything like that, because all the colors are realistic and they're all subdued. And when you have the battlefield set up and it's all realistic looking and everything's realistic looking, you're gonna lose track of your models. And it's just gonna end up just not being visually. That's why 40K is so visually interesting, because you got Eldar, which bright colors, and against Harlequin's bright colors, and you got Tyranids bright colors, and you just have all these really interesting colors on the tabletop, and it just looks really, really great. And personally, people who are just bystanders watching, I think it's more interesting and also entices them to get into the game rather than these realistic kind of tones. And it kind of feels more like history gaming, and it feels very dry, and nah, not for me. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like history and stuff like that, but no. Where are we in the comments? I don't know. Grem Tetchler. Kris, I'll have to watch this later. I am at work and a connection is getting kicked in and out. Oh no. Matt Lagurie, love the ogre. Thank you. Again, the ogre was created by Lee, and he just whipped it up like in the afternoon. He just like whipped that up. I was thoroughly impressed. And so I figured I had to put a nice paint job on it because, you know, he did such a great conversion. And yeah, so now mind you, the paint job I threw on there, I mean, it's not, you know, it's not award winning or anything, but it's, you know, we're talking a few layers of highlights and transitions and, you know, effect. And some freehanding on it too, because the shoulder pad has got like this yellow kind of jig jag pattern going, and then I freehanded the double zeros with the eagle wings as well. I was going to show it on a quick tip, but I figured I had already shown it before, and so I didn't really feel it was necessary, but I got a feeling that anybody who sees it's probably going to go, oh, was there a quick tip on that? No. Oops. Where are we? I'm way behind in these comments here. Holy crap. Jack Jasmine. Jasmine? Can you show me how to paint an Imperial Fist Marine? The yellow is hard for me. Well, we were just talking yellows there just a moment ago. Again, it really, I've mentioned this before. If you want your models bright, prime them white. Okay, prime them white. So for Imperial Fist players, White Scars, Blood Angels, you know, prime your models in white and lay your colors down. That's the first step. For Imperial Fists, I would start off with a base coat of Everland Sunset. Or you could go with your yellow and go with, say, you can go with Sepia. Sepia is a nice one. You could also go with maybe Cassandra yellow and shade wash all the yellow, and it'll give you that golden kind of yellow. And really, it's with the Imperial Fist, it's what kind of yellow do you want, right? Do you want the golden yellow, which has got orange qualities to it, or do you want more of the brown yellow, which obviously has more browns in it? You see Imperial Fist done in the two fashions, usually in the two fashions, and both look really, really great. And again, you know, there are many ways to do yellow, and there are many ways to do Imperial Fists. One of my favorites for do Imperial Fist is do Zameshi Desert, highlighted up with Ushabti Bone and Screaming Skull, and then put a layer of Lamenter's Yellow on top of that, and it makes it all yellow again with the brown qualities just hidden in the recesses, and that looks really, really cool. I really, really like that method. But yeah, I mean, as long as you prime them white, you're not going to have any problems. I really wouldn't go with anything like Agrax Earthshade, unless, of course, you're thinning it out. If you're going to thin the Agrax Earthshade down, then, you know, and just concentrate on just putting into the panel lines, like in the little details, the recesses, the knee joints, stuff like that. Don't wash the entire model. Because what you'll end up doing is tinting the overall surface and bringing that color down. And you really don't want to do that because you've already got the white underneath and you lay the yellow. And the yellow is going to be nice and bright. And when you put the Agrax Earthshade on top of it, it brings it way down. And you end up having to put more yellow down. And then you end up with this kind of streaky yellows and stuff like that. So if you're going to go with Agrax Earthshade, just do the panel lines. Just do the little details and, you know, just the edges and stuff. Otherwise, you could go with a full body wash with Cassandra Yellow. And with Cassandra Yellow, yeah, because its overall quality doesn't change the yellow that far. But when you allow it to sit in the recesses, it brings on that nice orangey, warm kind of orange quality to the model. And of course, you can always come back in with more Agrax Earthshade and panel lines, and you know what I mean? And then just edge highlight again with Uriel Yellow, and then just tiny little edge highlight of either Flash Gits or Dorn Yellow, and then you're done. And yeah, that's really one of the easier ways to get Imperial Fist done. But again, it's a question of what kind of yellow are you trying to emulate? Are you trying to emulate the Imperial Fists that have the brown quality to them, or the golden kind of orange quality to them? And that's one you have to decide because there's two different paths to go where you go down to get those results. Excuse me. Despite you, whalers on the moon, we carry a harpoon. Emperor's champion. I always seal even for display pieces, and then it just means to dust and clean them, and I don't have to. And I don't have a display cabinet here, unfortunately. Yep, that's another one too. Holy moly. Ishyab, Ola, Kris B, and the rest of the monkey squad. Sammy C saying Ola Maholo to all. Have a great day and a great week to come. Now, let's have some fun with painting, modeling, and hobbying. Prawn Ham Dance, my fridge is here. Yay! He was waiting for his fridge and waiting for Battlefield 1, and apparently his fridge is here. John Reed, once you go Mac, you never go back. Yeah, unfortunately you do. You don't go back. I mean, like right now I do this show on a Windows computer, and some of the earlier shows you guys might remember, I used to have a lot of problems. Now, for knock on wood, very little goes on. But the thing is, though, is there's a lot of things I have not updated. I've been running older software, and that's just to keep continuity and keep things going. I mean, there might be some bell or whistle, or maybe, color vibrancy. I don't know. I might be missing out on. I have no idea. But you know what? I might not know because I'm just kind of chicken to, update and, run the new versions of stuff, and then have to go through and then have to work out what went wrong where, and oh my god, it's always on these Windows machines. Do I find myself in that position that as soon as something goes wrong, then I have to backtrack a billion different steps to find out what exactly went wrong. And again, on Mac, I just want to get my work done. I don't play a lot of video games on computers, so video games. Okay, if you're on Windows because of video games, good for you. That's probably the best platform. But I'm trying to get work done. I'm trying to get video editing done and stuff like that. And I use a Mac because it's solid, it's reliable, and it does what I want to do when I want to do it. When I want it to do it. So that's it. It's as simple as that. And Linux is the same way. It just does what I want it to do when I want to do it. Prawn Ham Dad said, Kris, Xbox One, what is your gamer tag? My gamer tag is Fatal Terminus. Fatal, like he suffered a fatal blow. Fatal Terminus. And it wasn't after Walking Dead, the whole Terminus thing. It was the name. We took the name before that. Actually, it was my son's idea to name, because my original gamer tag on Xbox was Crazy Mojito. I like that because I like mojitos. Graham Collin, Mac, the computer for people who can't handle two mouse buttons. Yeah, well, you only need two mouse buttons. I mean, what are you talking about? Two mouse buttons? My Mac mouse has no buttons. My Mac has no buttons, so handle that. Vulkan is a Linux-based engine being developed with Valve. With Valve. Very interesting. Very interesting. Well, because Valve, I think, because a lot of it there's still a lot of OpenGL. I think, I don't know if they've, because I know like games like Crysis and Far Cry and stuff that they're all DirectX heavy games. Battlefield, DirectX. I'm pretty sure that everything still uses DirectX on Windows. I don't know. I haven't gamed on Windows in such a long time, so I really wouldn't know. Spite you, dude. I love a mojito. Have you ever heard of Castro Mojito? No, I've not heard of a Castro Mojito. I've heard of it now, but now, because I've always wanted to go to Cuba, and sip a mojito on the beach, and yeah. Lord Krabby, low Castro Mojito. Oh, Grab Colin, that's what I mean. Max traditionally only had one mouse button, but it was confusing too many people, so they took that away as well. Yeah, they did, actually. Because, yeah, I mean, a computer, I mean, why do you need more than one mouse button on a mouse? You click and confirm something, and you can scroll down, and sometimes you need to open the alternate menu, okay? So that's 3 functions. What would be a 4th function of a mouse? What else would you need? Do you is it dire that you really need your volume controller there? You know? I mean, no, it's not. I mean, so about you, Fidel Castro has his own recipe for mojitos. Google it. Had. Yeah, correction. Had. He had. And there might be some he might have took to the grave with him. Where am I in the comments? Yeah, let's go back a bit here. Black Widow 61 at Kris using my new steady hand grip to paint up a 30k airman today. Awesome. Send me a picture of that. Just take a quick little selfie of the handle and airman and just send that to me. That'd be really, really cool. It doesn't have to be a perfect picture, just as long as it's pretty clear. Jeremy Cross, thanks for your advice. Hopefully the email pics will be when I'm done. Yes, please do. Please send pics. Send pics. I like getting pics from people. I like that. Or post it on Facebook, one of the two. Dorn Jr., biggest problem I have with yellow is cutting the red details and then having to clean up delicate yellow, like on the shoulder pad trim. Yeah, that can be a bit of a problem. That's just where, that's just practice and getting comfortable and getting into steady hand mode, right? Some of you might recall, steady hand mode, which is basically you either, really quickly here, to get comfortable is to make sure, if your elbows, if you paint sitting up like this, your elbows are resting on the table, okay? You stay relaxed, keep your arms relaxed, try and make sure your back is relaxed, everything's relaxed, and you're painting. Oftentimes, have a handle so that your hand is relaxed, because if you're holding on just to the tiny little base, see how all the little muscles bunch up, whereas if I'm relaxed holding a larger base or something to hold on to a model, see, much more relaxed, right? I sell those handles, as Black Widow was talking about there a moment ago, and but I mean you can use anything. I mean, use a paint pot, whatever, cork, whatever. It doesn't really matter, as long as you're comfortable, and and just try to get into the habit. Oftentimes, you'll see a lot of painters. You put your pinkies together, put these fingers together, just so you can steady your painting hand while you're touching and hitting the model, right? If that's not the way you're used to painting, and you're used to painting kind of more hunched over, rest your wrists on the table. Whenever I'm doing the video tutorials for mini wargaming, you'll see in a lot of the videos when I'm painting, my wrists are often on the table. That's just so that I can do it, because I mean, painting for the quick tips is really kind of crazy, actually, because I have to paint kind of like this, my hands turn this way, because the camera's over my shoulder this way, looking at what I'm doing, and I'm trying to stay in frame, and you know what I mean? So I'm trying to paint. It's like I'm trying to paint for somebody. That's kind of what I'm doing. And so oftentimes, kind of hard for me to see what I'm doing. Sometimes I lose track of that, and sometimes it's hard for the viewer to see what I'm doing. And so, yeah. But, what are you going to do? I mean, the only perfect example would be, if the camera was right here, sitting in the middle of my glasses, so that where I'm looking, it's looking, and that's the only way you're gonna get the perfect kind of painting setup. So if the camera's right at your eye view, and you're painting to the eye view, and you'd never move frame. Anyway. Comments. Where are the comments? Sandbags going to Cuba for honeymoon in 3 weeks. Lucky you. I've never been there myself. Would love to go. Maybe go sometime soon. Who knows? Maybe. Just maybe. Spite you. My mouse has 22 buttons on it. Really? Is it a big gamer mouse? Because I know the gamer mouse. Mices? Anyway, they'll have like a crap ton of buttons on them. Practically have keyboards on them and stuff like that. And when you're playing games, I understand. I mean, like, when you're playing, like when I was playing Counter-Strike back in the day on PC, yeah, all the time I'd have to have like more than one button on my mouse. And I used to have a nice little gamer mouse. I can't remember what the heck it was called. It was like all ergonomic and everything like that. It fit my hand just perfectly. And, we just play like that. And yeah, I found I wasted a lot of time though on the computer when I was doing a lot of PC gaming. Not enough painting. Lord Krabby, Kris still working on Thousand Sun Orc for my Blood Bowl team. Hence the shinies comment. Oh, okay. Thousand Suns Orcs. That's cool. Send pics, man. Send me pics. Keep the pics coming. Keep them coming. Damn. I should say at the beginning of the show too, for anybody who does have comments, questions, or just wants to show off what they're working on, Kris@miniwargaming.com is my email. Send it there. It's in the description below. Kris@miniwargaming.com. Send them. Send me emails. Go ahead. Send me emails. Pictures, please. I like pictures. Because that way I can show them off to everybody else and say, look at this. Look at one of you fellow people who says he's new, is doing great paint jobs, and, stuff like that. Anyway. Ronnie Sugden, Kris, the Frontline Gaming article says that there will be a Nurgle formation of Plague Marines that debuffs enemy weapon skill, initiative, and toughness within 7 inches of Plague Marines. Ugh. That's kind of gross. It's cool. I mean, it makes sense, right? Because, like Nurgle's rot, and, like, the flies all around them and everything like that. Reducing their weapon skill, though, and initiative, and toughness. That's a lot. That's a big hit. That's a big hit to everybody within 7 inches. Because, like, anybody who's charging these guys, is not going to want to. Unless, of course, maybe it's like a die roll. Maybe you fail the die roll, then that stuff affects you. I don't know. But, yeah, that sounds nasty. Dr. Xantos, there he is. Worst thing about 12-hour workday is when you stop moving too long and it gets harder to move after that. Yeah, it's like a marathon. It's like when you go running for a long time and then you stop and it's like, oh, I can't move again. Bleep blop. I have so much work to do. I shouldn't be on here. No, you can listen in. You can join in. Just listen to the calming sounds of painting. Blake, did Kris use a GoPro with a headband? I could, but the GoPro, the footage would not be stable. Because oftentimes when I'm sitting here painting and for a quick tip or whatever, if I had a GoPro on my head while I was trying to show you guys painting, because I happen to have music going and I listen to a lot of heavy metal and some of that, and so that camera would just be like all over the place and people would be sick, and I don't think it'd be good viewing. What's up, Josh?
Do you think they got a head strap big enough for you though? Like.
Oh no! Yeah, no, it's not, no. I'd have to get like a gym sock or something, like one of those knee-high socks tied around my head. Yeah, no, they don't have. I don't think they have a head strap big enough for this melon. Ben Ellis, Cuba. Go to Holguin. I will assume that's in Cuba. I assume that's a town in Cuba. I'm going to assume Holguin. Okay. Well, there. I got advice from Ben. I got advice. See? All sorts of advice in Way the Brush. See? It's not just painting. It's everything under the sun. It's all these life lessons. Call King 555. You can buy camera glasses that are just a little over $200 and they're used in surgery. No kidding. Well, you have to send me a link to that then. Because if that's the case, then I'm going to have to convince Matt to buy me a set. Because if that's the case, yeah. If they're a good, if they produce at least a 1080p quality output, then it's something we can go for. But if it's not the same resolution as what we're currently doing, then it's gonna be a no-go. So yeah. Where are we? Mad Cow Crazy, late as usual. Dr. Xantos, only one person on duty during the weekends. Oh yeah, because he's talking about he's a cook. Dr. Xantos is a cook. He's a chef. Mad Cow Crazy. Thousand Sun Orcs? Thousand Sun Orcs. Why? What's wrong with Thousand Sun Orcs? I think that would be very, very cool. Graham Collin, can I share posts to the Way the Brush Facebook page? Sure, why not? I think. I don't know. As long as the posts are relevant. I mean, yeah. Peter Higgins, headbanging painting. Must have really steady hands. I like to pride myself on having pretty steady hands. I mean, I just sit there and paint all day long and, yeah, so no problems. And I don't drink a whole lot of coffee, so, I think I'm pretty steady. And for everybody who's just listening, I was shaking my hands. I was doing the Gene Wilder, steady as a rock, but I shoot with this hand. Oh, coffee. Oh, man. Oh, you know what adds interesting texture to coffee? Is when you haven't washed your coffee pot in a while. My coffee pot needs to get washed because I'm getting interesting texture happening in my mouth with coffee. Yeah. Where are we? Kris, Dr. Santos. Kris, I forgot to send you an email again, but rest assured that I will send you something good next week. Okay, well, I'm counting on it, man. I'm gonna be disappointed if I don't get nothing. Mad Cow Crazy, for the rest of you, that's the guy. The rest of you guys, that's in between the butt cheeks of Sweden and Finland. Man, I can't even pronounce that. You're in Avenenma? It's probably not even pronounced with an A. It's probably just Havenenma. All right, I give up. Name butcher. No, not gonna try. I'm just gonna pull up my name butcher stamp and just I ruined it. I don't know. Dr. Zanto, Kris is a cook, not a chef. Cook sounds better. You prefer cook than chef, really? But are you a chef or are you a cook? If you're just it's not just a cook, but I mean, if you're a cook, you don't want to be called a chef, even though you are a chef. I don't know. Unless he's not a chef, he's a cook. I honestly, I'm kind of lost as to what's the difference, but anyway. Prawn ham dance. If it's a surgical grade, it will top quality, but hella expensive. The quality they use for keyhole surgery is way beyond most HD cameras. Well, then why tease me with the whole camera and the glasses thing? I mean, come on, you're just teasing me here now. I was getting excited. I was like, oh wow, we're gonna find a new kind of camera. But I've never looked in the medical field for a new camera, which is very interesting. So I mean, I am going to start kind of perusing, medical grade type stuff, because maybe that's the next level that we need to jump to for quick tips and video, painting videos. Because, yeah, who knows? Of course, if the camera is like wickedly expensive, then never mind. It's not going to happen unless you find one on the cheap or something. But that's very rare. It's very rare. TH at Kris, do you have any tips on painting albino skaven? With the new Blood Bowl out, I want to start painting again, and really like the idea of albino gutter runners. Cheers from Denmark. Well, TH, as it is, I do have a few videos in Mini Wargaming's vault on painting albino skaven. I think I got one or two videos. I think it might be one video on albino skaven. From the little pink nose, pink eyes, doing the white fur with the little pinkish tails and pinkish hands and stuff like that. Showing a quick way to do it. But of course, it's always up to you how many layers you want to, lay down for transitions and such. So I always kind of leave that open-ended, really. But yeah, in Mini Wargaming's vault, I do have a video or two on skaven, and I know I have one on albino skaven. But short and I was gonna say short and curlies, but the short end of it is, you can start off. Say for example, for the body, I would start off say with something like Screaming Skull, which is an off-white, kind of creamy, kind of white color. It has the hints of browns and yellows in it, which is really nice because when you look at albino mice, they do their fur is white, but you look deeper into the fur and you see that it takes on more warmer qualities, right? And so often I start with that as the base and then highlight that with white. For the like the tails and such, I might start off with something like Emperor's Children, which is a real pink color. For the hands and feet, I might start off with that, and then come in with, say, Reichland Flesh Shade, but a little deeper, and then I'll thin that out. Sorry, I'll thin that out, and then apply that to those areas just to give a little bit of deeper warmth back into those flesh areas, so that they're not all the way pink, but they do have that pinky kind of brown kind of quality to them. And then for the eyes, it's paint them white paint them red. Pinky nose. I mean, you're done, right? But so if you're a Vault member, just go into the video tag cloud and look for albino. It should show up there, or Skaven. It should show up there. If you're not a Vault member, give it a shot. Go to miniwargaming.com. Click on the Vault. You can do a 7-day trial if you've never done it before. 7-day trial, and you can quit whenever you want, and just get the silver membership and. Yeah, you'll get all the access to all the videos for 7 days. So give it a shot. You most likely won't quit because you're just going to hit all those painting videos and you go, oh my gosh, look at all this painting. Because recently I had shown for Skaven, I had shown this little fella. He's from what's the board game called? Silver Tower? Yeah, he's a little Skaven dude from Silver Tower. And so I showed how to do this little guy too. I think the videos are posted. Yeah, the videos are posted. But yeah, so there's lots of videos in there. So again, but really quickly, yeah, that's how basically I would handle it. Really. Oh, wrong mouse. Of course, I went too far with my mouse. And I don't know where I am in the comments. Bleep blop. Watch that coffee pot already. Yeah, but you know what? I like the extra grit. I like the extra grit because it gets in my teeth and everything like that, and it feels good. Despite you, Weigh the Brush, episode 140. Have an enema? Have an enema. Who's having an enema? I don't know who's having it. How the hell did we get on enema? Anyway. Aaron Seach. Hello, Kris and fellow monkeys. It's been way too long. Well, welcome. Welcome back. Mad Cow Crazy. So, a Swedish guy is sitting in a restaurant and wanted to impress the waiter by saying that he was a chef, but he did not know the English word for it, so he used the Swedish one. Mad Cow Crazy. Have you ever seen a Swedish cock before? I've not seen a Swedish cock before. That's a chef, a cock? Are you a good cock? That's how it, like, okay, he's spelling it K-O-C-K. Okay? And I'm going to assume that's Swedish for cook. When I read that's cock. But, yeah. Cock's not necessarily a bad word. Cock is a rooster. So he's a Swedish rooster. Oh, man. Oh, you Swedish rooster. Oh, he's going to teach me how to pronounce that word. Okay, here we go. Mad Cow Crazy. He says, so you pronounce the town he's in, like an Ahmed. The terrorist. Nice. And then Venen, like Venen, and Ma, like kid going, ah. So, Venen Ma. Venen Ma. Venen Ma. I think that's kind of what I said, wasn't it? Venen Ma. Yeah. Kurt Kershone, yes, albino skaven. I've been waiting for some of that. Yep, I have. I've done a video on albino skaven in the vault. If you're not already a vault member, check it out. And if you are a vault member, then just look under albino or skaven or maybe fur. One of the tags. If you go into the top of Mini Wargaming page, you see video tag. Video tag cloud. Click that, and it'll take you to the tags. And that's really one of the best ways right now to find the videos in the vault on what you're looking for. I don't know what this is, but anyway. Prawn Ham Dance, if you can find a cheap used surgical camera, that would be amazing. The magnification is so good. It gives HD view magnification that makes something the size of a golf ball the size F. Stream stop? Ooh. I don't know if the stream stopped. Let's see. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Hopefully we're still going. Hopefully it's just a simple matter. It shows I'm still broadcasting, but I'm still showing a live feed. Yeah, you might just have to refresh your browsers. Yeah. Despite you, how has no one made a Swedish chef cock joke yet? I don't know. Ghost of Starman Deluxe episode 140. He's a Swedish rooster. There we go. That's it. That's our title for the show. He's a Swedish rooster. I don't know where the hell we come up with these dumb ideas, but anyway. He's a Swedish rooster. What's wrong with that? Swedish rooster. Swedish rooster. Bad Cook Crazy. Oh, come on, Chris. Why didn't you pick up the phone? Because man, it's my. Was that you just calling? Oh, I don't pick up the phone, dude. He was calling to say that the stream has stopped. The stream has stopped. It's died. Everyone missing the whole. Well, then if you guys, I mean, because I'm showing that there's still a bunch of you sitting here. I'm showing my bitrate still going. I'm still showing frames are encoding. I'm showing bytes are still being uploaded. Now there was a few drop frames. I don't know what that was about, but let me see here. Let me refresh this page. And it's showing the frame. Yeah, it's showing that this thing has stopped. Well then, let's go live control room. The video was interrupted. Of course it was interrupted. Of course it was. Yes, let's go live control room. Let's go. Let's go. It just died again. Oi. No, see, I'm showing I'm still streaming. It's saying I'm still live. I'm still recording. I don't know what it is. Because, yeah, my countdown is still going, and YouTube is still telling me I'm live. So, I have to assume that YouTube wouldn't lie to me. I would assume, anyway. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Yeah. Cock King 555 Chris, the camera that I found is called a Gecko 1080p action cam. It clips to the sides of your glasses. Send me a link, Cock King. Chris at miniwargaming.com. Send me the link. No, I'm not trolling. Chris is trolling us now. No, I don't know what it is. Graham Collar mannequin challenge? Mini Wargaming do a mannequin challenge? Is that what you're saying? We should actually probably do one of those. Be fun. Have to set it up for all day. Just we're standing there and the camera pass by. Black Widow. He failed the don't push that button roll. No, I'm. Yeah, refresh. Everybody just refresh your browsers. And it might come back. Can I go to commercial? I can't go to commercial. Oops. I don't know. All the comments are everybody's. Kris is playing with us. Oh my gosh, what a guy! Legion painting. Christopher, give me some knowledge. I'm buying some green skins from Age of Sigmar. I know how to do all the colors and sort of thing. I do have some Savage Orcs and would like some help painting large skin. Like one of the brushes that Games Workshop recently put out, because Games Workshop for a long time have only put out round brushes, but they started putting out with these new brushes, flat ones. Here it is. And I found that this has been pretty good here. This is a medium base, and it is. Let me find some contrast here. Anyway, you can see here it's a flat brush, but it is broad. And when you buy it, it's a little broader than that. I haven't cleaned this brush in a bit, but yeah. And this is really good for actually doing like larger. I just my ogre with this guy, and I just lay a layer down, thin out another layer, wait for it to dry, come in, hit it again. So if you don't have the whole Games Workshop paintbrush set, then I definitely would recommend that. Oh man, now I'm seeing more frames drop. What the hell is going on here? Okay. Yeah, I recently read that one. Legion. Prod Hamlins, we did a mannequin challenge at the Beast of War Walking Dead and Weekender. It was awesome. Yeah, cool. I'll check that one out. The grunt or Kris, stop messing with the pretty buttons. I don't know what's going on, man. I honestly don't know what's going on. It's this this thing likes messing with me every once in a while, and I don't know why it does. What is my frame rate at? Am I up? Oh, I'm not getting any bits from the encoder now. I don't know. My internet is dying. That's what it is. My internet is dying. Can I go back to the ingestion settings? Can I change ingestion? No, I cannot. Damn it. I think we might be having a short way of the brush today. Yeah. No, it's... Maybe he's gone for coffee. No, I honestly, folks, I apologize. This is complete horse crap that this is doing this. No, it's... Oh, now my bitrate is going back up a bit. My bitrate has gone way down. That's what it is. It is my bit rate. Something screwy. Did I just type that in? I thought I was just typing that in. Jeez Louise. It's my bit rate. Something screwy going on. Yeah, you know what? No, and I can see my bit rate right now is it's only at. It's usually a little bit. No, I don't recall. Anyway, yeah, stream's working now. Refresh your browsers. Type it into the comments, people. Refresh your browsers. Refresh your browsers. Anybody who's still having trouble, refresh your browsers. YouTube is now telling me everything is just dandy. Which, of course they would, right? Yeah. Everything's good. Oh, it looks great. Anyway. Where were we? It's Josh's porn. It could be Josh's porn. Quirk? Yeah, Quirk. It could be Quirk's porn, too. Either way. Now, see, the thing is, though, now there was this whole thing's messed up. So, anybody who's, was talking about the albino skaven, again, I do have videos in the vault, Mini Wargaming Vault, on albino skaven. But otherwise, I give a quick rundown a few moments ago, if you didn't already catch it. That's about when the problem started to evolve. But anyway, my bitrate looks like it's gone back to normal. No dropped frames. Everything looks to be going. YouTube's telling me everything's cool again, and you guys seem to be there as usual. Jabba's left nut. Is that why Kris hasn't got any lube left? No, I've got lots of lube. Tolo, back to Twitch. I don't know. Why would I go back to Twitch? Actually, I haven't been on there in a while. Maybe I'll do a live broadcast from there. I have to reactivate my account there. Yeah, we'll see. I got a bit of time today. Maybe I'll do a test from Twitch today after the show. Maybe I'll do a little painting, and maybe I'll do a little bit of horsing around. I don't know. Who knows? At the Grunt Orc, the flat brush got interrupted too. Yeah. The flat brush for painting a large surface like skin and orc skin and stuff like that. Yeah, I definitely would recommend that medium base brush. It's I think it's about a 1/2 inch. It's a flat brush, and so it's really good for broad. But you can also do kind of like get into the nooks and crannies. It's got a good bristle length, and so yeah, it's pretty good. You do pay a little bit of a price for the brush, but I mean, you go to any art supply store and you find a similar brush, usually watercolors and stuff like that. You're gonna pay around similar prices. It all depends. You are absolutely correct. Bleep blop. Let's do an email. Prawn ham dance. Do a Twitch live stream later. Yeah, I might do a Twitch. What am I under? What is my name under in Twitch? God, I can't even remember. I'll you know what? Graham doesn't like Twitch. No? Well, I mean, some people like it, but this show started on Twitch, and I left Twitch because just of BS, and, went to YouTube, and, yeah. But, I mean, like, I don't know. We can see about going back to Twitch. It's just that there's a few things that happen. Like if I go to Twitch, okay, let's say for example, I go back to Twitch today. I do the show on Twitch live, and everybody tunes in, and then I have to make sure that I save a file on my computer here, so that I can upload this later to YouTube. And so that's a whole lot of traffic, which I just don't feel like, yeah. Email you guys the link to Twitch. I guess I could send it out as an email. I don't. Do you guys do you guys find it like? Are you guys getting the email for Way of the Brush when it gets sent out at around after 11? Yeah. I mean, let me know if you guys are getting those emails, because otherwise I'm just gonna stop sending them. Because I mean, like, there's a lot of subscribers, but it doesn't seem like a lot of people. Yeah. Thomas Huntley. In fairness, how often do things go wrong on YouTube? It doesn't happen too often. No, it doesn't. It doesn't happen too often. Mind you, though, last week YouTube was messing up when Lee was here. I couldn't get the broadcast started for some strange reason, and then it got started. But I don't know if it was my fault or if it was YouTube or some sort of change. But the thing I don't like is that YouTube makes changes without notifying you, and they can end up screwing you up. So, yeah. Dr. Xanta's getting emails? Okay. Yeah, it's not necessarily a YouTube problem. Yeah. And some people don't like Twitch. I mean, like, whenever I've tuned into Twitch, I found that the video is always kind of bleh. Whereas YouTube, I mean, like, we can get full-on 1080p, 4K video now. You know? So, yeah, there is a big difference. Big difference. Graham calling. If it's the internet connection causing the freezing, then it won't matter if you go on Google, YouTube, or Twitch. Yeah, no, exactly. And I think that, like, obviously, it was my bitrate. It was my upload stream that was showing me the problem. And that is on my end. And, you know, what was causing that? I have no idea. Is it this computer trying to do an update? I don't know. See, that's the thing. Like, with Windows, it'll update on its own. And, I mean, like, if I'm halfway through my stream, you know what I mean? It's going to eat a bandwidth while it's talking to Microsoft servers trying to upload a patch. Or any of the other computers on this network. Or anybody who's currently here who is accessing the network. So, yeah. But Kris, when is Way the Brush going full 4K? Well, this camera that I film with is not 4K. So, right off the hop, yeah. Or Mini Wargaming itself, 4K bat reps would be epic. Well, now we've talked about this, and Matt has always been really reluctant about switching to 4K, and I think if for us to be going into 4K, I don't think you'd see us going to 4K for another year, at least, unless something else dramatic comes out that really kind of revolutionized. Now, I'm very interested in the 360 cameras, the cameras that can capture a 360 image. They're 4K, but when you zoom in on a section, concentrate on just an area of the screen, you're only getting 480, if not 240. You're not even getting, you're like, it's capturing that full image, but that whole image is 4K, and when you're looking at a section, it's only like 480. And, you know, that's no good. I'd rather see those 360 cameras, certain area of the screen, that is in 4K, or even in 80. For that matter, 1080 would be great. I imagine they do, but those cameras are probably wickedly expensive. Like the cameras that they probably used for like Google when they went around and mapped everybody's streets and for Google Earth, right? I'm sure that camera was way better. Because yeah, oh yeah, Spite You, exactly. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. That's why. Because I think that will be the next evolution. I think that would be really awesome, because then it gives you, the viewer, the control to kind of see, to pick and look, to see where to go, what to concentrate on, what you're looking for, and the game can actually go on kind of live. It can be a live game, and you the viewer get to look and choose and see where you're going. You know, and I think that's really where it's at. What, the stream die again? No, the stream didn't die. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if the stream dies this much, well, and see that's the other thing too is like where we are in Ontario in Canada, we're not like on a T1 line. If we were on a T1 line, then this show would be broadcast 1080p, 4K, I mean, like all the time. But we're on just a regular kind of business line, and that has limits. Yeah, if you find that the video freezes, try refreshing your browser. For now. Otherwise, yeah. What time are we at here? Holy crap! It's 10 after 1. Holy cromolies. Prawn ham dance. Looks like Kris is squeezing some buns, and now he's done. I'm squeezing buns. I'm squeezing buns. Anyway, let's do an email. This is from Roman Matinov. Hi, Kris. A few shows back, we were talking about edge highlighting and using watercolor pencils. I've attached a few pictures of a model I used the technique on. It was given a zenithal highlight with the airbrush, followed by pencil and sealing with matte varnish, the main medium. I think it turned out alright. Time-wise, not faster than using a brush, but more forgiving for beginners like myself. Interesting. I've also attached some pictures of a couple of finished Night Lords and the Contemptor version I literally just finished. Could have been cleaner generally, but I liked the way it turned out in the end. Not sure about the choice of color on the horns, but I like the contrast. The freehand is very first attempt, so don't expect much. All comments and tips are always are welcome as always. Thank you for your eternally awesome rock on. Okay, so so he's doing the edging. He's doing a zenithal and then doing edging with a watercolor pencil. Yeah, and I guess I can see, like, you know, it would take just the same amount of time. It looks pretty cool. You know. Oops, wrong window. I'm trying to click that window. It's nice and bright, though. I like the look. Like, if I were you, and okay, if you're doing this with an airbrush, and it looks like you're doing, like, say, Cantor Blue and then Caldor Sky or whatever, really all I would do if I was looking to do this kind of quickly, and I'm talking like really quick to get a whole bunch of these guys done. Now, if that's not the case, then ignore this, but I would come in with some, what the hell is that? It's a lyric blue or something like that? Aurelium blue? It's the dry compound. Anyway, it's a light blue. I'd get the medium dry brush, pull a ton of that compound off of the bristles, so just a very little bit left, and then try and capture just some of these edges in single or two brush strokes. So just kind of like this area, just go 1, 2. For the helmet here, I'd go back, draw the brush strokes backwards, or even on the sides of the head here. So go 1, 2, and then 1, 2 on the other side of the face. Up and down on the chest. The knee, bring the brush stroke down, so just 1, 2 maybe. From the toe, bring it back, 1, 2. You know, the arms here, bring it back, so 1, 2 along the arms, and just to try and capture just very lightly those edges. And that's all. And that's all it. And that's what I do, and then move on to the rest. Because it looks really cool as is. The other thing is, too, also, you could go with, say, Cantor Blue, Drakenhof Nightshade, Zenithal the Caldor Sky, and then, again, do the dry brush technique, as I mentioned, if you wanted to go fairly quickly. Because seeing, like, or you can even go black, yeah. You can go black, leave the black in the recesses, build it with Cantor Blue. And there's... when you're doing it by airbrush, there's so many different ways you can handle things, you know. This guy looks cool. Not too bad. The face, I don't know if you wanted that darkness under the eyes, if that's deliberate or not. But on the face there, I don't think you have to go that dark a contrast onto the on the sides of the face. I would take something like your base color, thin it down a lot, and just use it and just tint that area and bring it back up a bit, just a bit. But if that's like supposed to be like warrior markings or dark lines under his eyes or something, then okay, of course, leave it, you know. But otherwise, yeah, very cool. Transfer looks nice and even, very good. Lightning bolts look pretty good. Yeah. Lightning bolts look good. No problems there. Ooh, look at this guy. Very nice. I'd bring the edges up on the skull here to like screaming skull, and just do just the eyebrow, just under the the cheekbone, just a little bit. It doesn't have to follow the whole length of the eye. Just a little bit underneath here. And then, of course, catch the mouth grill. Just to really kind of bring out those lines a bit. But I like, nice and smooth. You know, nice and even. Good separation there. And, of course, for a lot of people out there who, you know, like think that the shade washes, you got to always kind of wash the entire section. That's not true. As you can see here, you can simply use it to line the edges around, create separation. You don't need to hit the entire area. Holy moly, look at this guy. That's pretty cool. I like that. It's scary. The horns. The horns you had mentioned. Would you leave them like that? I like it like that. It looks very cool. I'd almost want to see the green in the eyes as well. In fact. And then maybe black inside the mouth, maybe. Just so you don't see that collar anymore. Just have black in there. Or you can even have a green glow, I suppose. But yeah, that looks really good. I like it. I think a little bit more lightning bolts on some areas. But I mean, that's personal. The dusty appearance on the feet, did you do that with pigments or something? Or is that like overspray? That might be overspray. Either way, it looks kind of cool. Just with the light kind of chalk kind of look to it. The green, though, I mean, the green transitions, they look pretty good. I think if you really wanted to smooth out those transitions, you could... Cork, your shoes are glowing.
Yeah, they are.
Nice shoes, buddy.
Thanks, man.
I would hit those horns with like a Waywatcher green or, Waywatcher green, the glaze. It doesn't have to be very heavy. You just start at the tip and bring your brush stroke back. And you should be able to marry a lot of these little transitions together and get a nice bright green. It'll still maintain a nice bright green, but it'll help bring these transitions together, just so that you don't see it doesn't become quite as apparent, those little steps in the transition itself. But very, very cool. Yeah, I like the lightning. Lightning's nice and subtle, nice and clean looking. Good stuff. Is that it? No, that was it. So that was it. So thank you, Ruben, for sending that in. That's awesome stuff. Looks good. And yeah, here, Quirk, bring your foot into the shot. I'm reading this email and I thought maybe I was having a stroke or something, but look at this. You just bought these.
Yeah, they're brand new.
They're brand new. Okay. Now
I don't flex like that.
sorry, Quirk. Why would you buy shoes like that?
Because everybody wants light up shoes.
You're not freaking 5 anymore. Why'd you buy light up shoes anymore? You know what I mean?
Because they had them in size 12.
Oh man, I don't know. Video's getting interrupted again. Streaming, something killing the stream again. Yeah, I'm not even seeing my bitrate again. For frick's sakes. Something going on with our connection here today. Yeah. Mally F. YouTube still says I'm streaming. Still says I'm going. But this is getting stressful. Ruben. Yeah, well, you're welcome. That's all it takes for those horns. It's just like taking Waywatcher green and just push that green back like that. It'll take the green down just a hair, but it'll help bring those transitions together a little bit more, and you'll see. Where are we in these comments? I don't know. Hydroponos. Horns could be a little bit smoother in the color transition. Yeah, they could be. But again, I mean, not everyone is at the same level of, getting those transitions together. I mean, sometimes even I struggle at times, getting those transitions together. Oh, one thing I was working on was my Wraith Knight. And let's see if I can grab him. I was doing the gems on his leg. Now, for you guys, see the big gems on his leg? It might look like a smooth transition, but when you look at it personally, you can see. Now, mind you, I've laid out probably about 10, 11 transitions of color there. All layered, not blended at all. And no glaze on top of it either. This is just straight up, laying layers down and just doing those stones because I just want to get the stones done right. I'm not entering this into a competition or anything like that. It's not a showpiece or anything like that. And yeah. But yeah, really, it all depends on how many layers you lay down, and get those colors going. Of course, if you you're willing to. Actually, I'm not safe. I'm not comfortable with him sitting right there. Maybe I'll work on him. Maybe I'll work on him after the show. Yeah, like doing like transitions like that. If you're willing to do like 15 like thin layers of color, adding yellow to each progressive succession at a distance at like when you're holding the model at like arm's length, it'll look awesome. It's only when you look really up close do you see those things, right? And it's only when we take pictures of them that we can see all the imperfections that we've done. My stuff included. I mean, I can like there's tons of my models I can see. As soon as I put them on camera, it's like, oh my god, look at this big mistake I left there. Oh, this big glob of paint sitting there. Something wrong. I missed a mold line or something inane like that. And it's like, oh man, that's so careless. I feel like an idiot after. But hey, I'm the same way, man. I just just do what you can, do the best you can, and try and be consistent with what you do. Yeah, I don't know what the hell is going on with this. Yeah, so. Oh, he needs to go. His wife needs to get to the store. I'll get your ass to the store then. Yeah, so I thought the emails we were gonna be done last weekend. I was gonna remind everybody to send more emails, but today I'm gonna be reminding people to send more emails because I think we'll get through them all today because I only have a few. Because this one here, well, it's 8 days old, but and where are we? Yeah, frickin' stream still cutting out. I don't know what it is. It's pissing me off too. For a lot of you guys out there, again, just refresh. I don't know. It's angering me up. I don't know what is going on. Something somewhere, I think, in this network, or maybe it's our provider. Could be our provider too, who's messing us up. Who knows? But it's annoying. Oh, now it's good. Oh, now everything's great. See, it only goes off for a couple seconds and then it comes right back and everything's just great. Yeah. So anyway, let's do another email while we can. This is from Adrian. Hi, Kris. Thank you for your response on the previous email. In the meantime, painting a few more models. See attachments. I have 2 questions. They have nothing to do with the minis below. Those are just to give you some images to look at. How do I paint gray hair? I haven't found any videos in the vault on this. By gray hair, I don't mean old man gray, but rather 50-50 gray, 50-50 white and 50-50 black, or something similar. After painting a mini, usually varnish it with a matte spray and then go over metal and shiny bits with a gloss. Is that a good thing to do, or is there a better way to keep the shine and protection of shiny parts? Thank you, Binary. And that's good old Binary sending us that email. And so here's some stuff for us to look at. This is the back of a Viking. I like these models he's showing. I can't remember. He said what game this is from. I can't remember what they're from though. But the paint jobs on them I like. He's got this kind of like his highlight doesn't go too far from the base tone, and it gives you this kind of cell shaded kind of look to the model. I kind of like that. And yeah, let's go one more picture here. Yeah, see, here's the front. And see, he's got the. He's also got a commission painting service, I do believe. We were advertising his Facebook page, a couple episodes back, I believe, 2 episodes, I think it was. And so yeah, so feel free, check out commission painting service. And if you like this style of painting, by all means, get him to do it because he seems to have a good handle. He's nice and clean. You know, that's really what you want when you at least gonna get it commission painting. You want it clean, right? So, anywho, doing gray hair, 50-50 mix. Oftentimes, what I'll do is I'll do let's see here. So, if it's for like a space marine, I want to have kind of a salt and pepper kind of look. I often go with like something like Eshin gray, a dark gray is the base, and then I will use something like Mechanicus as a bit of a highlight, and then I will often then really carefully with white come in and create light strokes. Now, oftentimes I'll go for the stylized kind of look to a model. So, for example, we were going to do this guy's beard and mustache, right? And he's a middle-aged man, so he had black hair at one point, but he's getting that salt and pepper kind of look. I don't really go for a uniform kind of look because you can just do that with just gray, right? Like a light gray. You can just do that, right? And I find that the best way to go about it is the stylized kind of look. I like when there's like kind of gray streaks in the hair. So if he's supposed to still have mostly dark hair, then I go with something like Eshin gray, and then I go with Mechanicus standard gray and build it up, say like on the sides of the mouth or the chin, right? Or even just say right at the bottom of the chin, and then come in with a bit of white, and then do white streaks to represent the odd kind of white hairs here and there. And it's really kind of just to give you the impression that it's you're looking at the whole color of that rather than just simply one or two hairs that are giving you the impression kind of thing. And so often that's what I'll do. And so a lot of models, when I do that kind of that kind of stylized kind of look, I just often just do like a streak in the hair or in the hairline. If it's on the head, I often do it in the sideburns. I'll do the gray in the sideburns, and I'll leave the top dark. Eshin gray as the base, and then you can even go in like Nuln Oil into it, and so it stays nice and dark. And then for like where you have the streak running through, you can always go with lighter gray and then the white and stuff like that. Oh man, this stream is going again, eh? All right, well, it's kind of bugging me too that the stream keeps dying on us like this. And I'm not sure what it is. I have no idea. But, because right now I'm showing I'm barely uploading, and YouTube will probably tell me, you gotta upload to YouTube. But again, I am still transmitting. It's just that the data is just going so slow that it's no good for streaming. And so I have no idea what's going on. And so I think now everything's great. Nothing wrong. Why? What's wrong? So anyway, it's getting annoying, and I think I might end the stream a little early because again, that was my second last email. I only have one more email to do. Oh man, it's a long one. We might have to start the show off next week with that one. You know what? Yeah, I think I'm going to end the show a little bit early because, again, this is really kind of pissing me off, and I don't like it, and I don't know if it's on our end or what. And, yeah. So, if I figure this out, expect me on Twitch. I can't remember what my handle was on Twitch. I will put it on Facebook, on the Way of the Brush Facebook. I might do it as an email thing. I don't know. It all depends what kind of time we're looking at. But yeah, so yeah, Thomas on the fair play. I think is the right call. Yeah, I mean, like this is going on. It's just off and on, and it's been going. I don't know for the last 40 minutes now. It's been doing this. So I don't know. Something tells me somebody here is goofing off, or I don't know. Something's happening here. So I am going to stop here. And yeah. So again, questions, comments, send them to Kris@miniwargame.com. Please send more in because again, I'm pretty much caught up. I'm only one email away from being completely caught up. So send me more questions. Of course, I just got a thing from Caw King. Oh, that's what the glasses, right? Never mind. So that's not going to be really featured. That's not going to really have to feature in the show. So, t-shirts in the description below. They help Kris out. Facebook page, Way the Brush Facebook page. Of course, you can even type in waythebrush.com. Type it into your browser, and it'll take you right to the Facebook page as well. So, waythebrush.com. You can also type that in as well. T-shirts. You want to look nice and manly? Of course. Who doesn't? So, we're going to end the stream a little bit early today just because of technical difficulties, just because for some strange reason it just keeps dying, and I don't know why. It's getting annoying. And so, to end my frustration and your frustration, I'm going to end it right here. But this is the 3rd of December, and so I'm going to be going, I think, onto Twitch Live. I may record it so that I might just then import it back over to YouTube later on as well. So, expect that as well. And yeah, so take care of your brushes. They'll take care of you. And I will see you guys later. Might see you on Twitch, actually. So who knows? Probably for a little bit anyway. So, okay. So, laters. Later. Gator. Of course, now my computer's acting up here.